Hi, guys. This is my first note of the new unit. So we are done with digital literacy. And now, for the rest of the course, really, we're going to be exploring the different software packages that we as teachers at KCI and in the business world, you are going to be expected to know and how to use. And some of them you may know how to use already. And so in this course, we're going to be looking at some of the more sophisticated elements of some of these software packages I'm going to talk about and how to use them more professionally. So you could create a great Google Doc, for example, that's acceptable maybe in grade 9, but not by your grade 12 teacher, and definitely not in the workforce. But I'm going to be talking about specifically why we put such an emphasis on using Google in particular, and why it's, in this case, a good thing. And it's about looking into the past first. Again, I've been teaching this course for, nearly 13 years. And the way I teach it is very different now than when I started. When I first started teaching this class at Galt Collegiate in Cambridge, we didn't have Chromebooks. Nobody had Chromebooks. We used big desktop machines. We were in computer labs. We have those at KCI, rooms like 377, 368, and 175. The Tech Lab, 275, which is Mr. Panda and Papustus's graphic arts labs. But even during my time at KCI, the number of labs has decreased. Again, room 366 is now just a regular math class. And again, I think room 368 may become a regular math class as well. Most assignments were printed and handed in. Again, we would always have a printer, and again, in every classroom, that again, you would usually, after you finished assignment, you would print it off and then give it to me. No longer the case. Again, everything is handed in through Google Classroom. Even the softwares we used. Again, when I started teaching this course, it was almost purely Microsoft. And if you wanted to use, or do work at home, you needed Microsoft Office. And again, I just looked it up on Best Buy to get Microsoft Office for 1 year. It's a subscription service now. It'll cost you $80 plus tax. Sharing work was more difficult. And usually you were the only one who ever had complete access to your files. And if you wanted to give them to me digitally or to a classmate, if you were doing a group project, you needed something like this, a memory stick. And there's always issues of what happens when, that memory stick goes missing, or if one partner needs it and the other partner has it and they're at home on that particular day. Lots of problems. And you also didn't need the internet to do most of your assignments. Well, today, if the Wi-Fi goes down, that's not good. Okay, so Google Apps. Again, what are they? Again, well, they're lots of things. It's a term used to describe the many web-based or cloud-based applications. So web-based or cloud-based applications, again, Google Docs, for example. Again, it looks like it's a word processor, but it's actually a very sophisticated website that you're accessing through a web browser. And they're also collaborative, which means they're meant to be designed and to help people work together on a single document. So some of the examples, again, Gmail, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Drawings, Google Calendar, YouTube, which actually, again, was originally a separate company, then bought by Google, and then many, many more. There are Google apps that are no longer in existence. Many have actually disappeared, and who knows what happened to them. And some of them we don't know about yet. Why do we use them? Well, one of the things a lot of people like is the work is automatically saved to an online cloud server every time you make a change. Every time you click something in Google Docs, for example, or type in a word or a space or a period or do anything, it automatically saves it instantaneously. You, the user, don't have to do that. Again, 13 years ago, I always had to remind my class every couple of minutes to save, because if the power went out or a power cord was taken out accidentally, or a network cable was removed, a lot of work could be lost. Your work can be accessed from anywhere. Again, from school, at home, from the other side of the world. Anywhere you have access to the internet, you have access to your Google Apps. And it's also very easy to share your work and work with anyone else. Again, that big blue kind of share button at the top right corner, I'll show it to you. Or again, I guess I'm in Google Slides, so it's orange right now, orangey yellow. Again, it's right there. That's the purpose, or one of the main purposes of all the Google Apps, to be able to work on a project collaboratively. Again, not having to kind of save a document and then send it via email, or again, give somebody a memory stick. And lastly, again, and we'll talk a little later about, it's free. And again, we don't have to pay for it. Again, even if you have the non-school version of G Suite or Google Apps, you don't have to pay for it. And it's a pretty amazing product that's being offered for free. But there are some ethical concerns we'll get into. So some of the main software packages we're going to learn about that are specifically Google ones. Again, Google Docs. Again, this is called a word processing program, or word processor. Again, it's used in business and by students, and it's similar to Microsoft Word. Google Sheets, which is again a type of spreadsheet and also very similar to Microsoft Excel. It's used to create spreadsheets, which is an electronic grid of rows and columns, and can be used to enter, organize, and calculate data. And it is also used to calculate or kind of create graphs and charts. Again, I always kind of use the abbreviation. It's like a giant calculator. Google Slides. Again, it's presentation software, again, used to create and deliver presentations. Again, you can include text, graphics, sound, and video, and it's very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. And lastly, Google Drawings. Again, it's used to create unique, colorful drawings. Again, I asked you guys previously to make an infographic using Google Drawings, and it's very similar to Microsoft Paint. So these are the main Google products we're going to use. So again, we're also going to be exploring Photoshop, or again, its cloud-based equivalent, Pixlr, and we're probably going to be using an online or web-based website design software, most likely Wix or Weebly. So again, we're going to be learning more about just the four. If you have any questions in particular about Google or any of the software packages, feel free to meet me on Google Meet or ask a question on Google Classroom.